What is going on, all you beautiful savages out there? It's your boy Bondiggle, and today we're going to talk about Pokemon Center ETBs and why you need to stop everything you're doing to buy as many as you can before it's too late. I'm just kidding. Imagine if you seen my last video, you'd be like, bro, what the fuck is this guy talking about? But also, on that, speaking of my last video, I apologize for the audio. I realized that it was very low, so you had to adjust your volume quite a bit. I learned from that, and I just figured out how to fix that. I've been making YouTube videos for just about 2 weeks now, so I'm learning as I go. Trial and error. But anyways, I just want to talk about Pokemon Center ETBs, why they're personally my favorite thing to collect. Now, this isn't any kind of hype video where I'm going to talk about prices and why I think it's a great investment or anything like that. I'm just talking about personally why I love Pokemon Center ETBs. There's many reasons. Exclusivity, the styling, there's just something about it. So I wanted to go over that today and explain to you why I personally love Pokemon Center ETBs. And on top of that, I want to mention a little something that I think is unique that no one talks about enough. I've always wondered about how many are really out there and how really exclusive these Pokemon Center ETBs are. So just hang out. I'm just going to ramble on a little bit about why I love Pokemon Center ETBs. And I guess I'll start from the beginning. When I first found out about Pokemon Center ETBs, I was at a card shop and I realized the price difference, first of all. And yeah, the colors were different. There's just slight differences about it, but I just didn't understand it. They were both the same set. They're just different versions. I feel like a lot of people feel the same way. They don't quite think ETBs are special because everyone knows that booster boxes are king. So I feel like they get kind of pushed aside. But not only that, when you hold a Pokemon Center ETB next to a regular ETB, there's differences that I actually really enjoy. I mean, nowadays the differences are small, but there's still differences, and I enjoy those slight differences. And by far my favorite is going to be the Fusion Strike. I mean, Mew is my favorite Pokemon overall, so I'm a little biased on that. But, I mean, when you have these next to each other, let me try to stack it up a little better. But how cool does that look? So, the differences really intrigue me. And nowadays, in Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Center ETBs, you get the Pokemon Center stamped promo, which is like the modern day first edition stamp. You get some extra packs, but with these slight differences, a few extra details in there, I just think it's more collector focused. It's not super flashy. It's like a slight upgrade, like an ETB with a tuxedo. I mean, my very first Pokemon Center ETB was the Prismatic. Able to get it from the Pokemon Center. And ever since I got that ETB, I went from trying to get, just the regular ETBs, because obviously it was cheaper. But there was something about it that made me want to only focus on the Pokemon Center ETBs. Now, a lot of that is very obvious, but I'm not talking about value or anything like that. I'm just talking about how I feel personally. But like I said, I like the differences between the regular and the Pokemon Center ETB. It's a small detail, but I feel like it's the small details that matter when you're collecting. I mean, we care about the tiniest details in cards. First edition stamps, Pokemon Center stamps, any kind of stamps really, and different textures, different holo patterns. So, being a sealed collector, I care about that stuff too. And honestly, they look amazing on a shelf. I talk about it in every video. But other than the Dustin Rivals ETB, I'm not really going after any more regular ETBs. Unless they come out with a regular version that just looks amazing and I have to have them next to each other. Then I'll get the regular one. And another thing that I like that I know a lot of people hate is the actual experience of getting the Pokemon Center ETB. Now I know that sounds crazy, but you're not just getting it at a store. You're getting it straight from the Pokemon Center, straight from the source itself. It just feels better. I mean, the downside is you have to be in the queue and you have to be paying attention on when that queue is happening. With how big the hobby's going right now, everything sells out fast. So sometimes you miss out, but sometimes you get lucky. And when you finally get one, it feels like you won a trophy or something. I mean, and that's at least how I feel. I don't know how you guys feel. Let me know. But that's how I feel. There's so much when you're in queue and you're just waiting, hoping that you make it to, actually grab one. It's I don't know, it feels like you're on a roller coaster or something. And then you get it, check out, you get the email. You feel like you just, you feel like some weight's off your shoulders. It's just, I don't know. It feels like riding a roller coaster, I would say. And I love roller coasters. There's just something about that. After going through all that emotional roller coaster and you get one, it makes people appreciate it more. I remember when I was in queue for the Phantasmal Flames drop and I was at work, so I tried to stay in queue on my phone and I guess I must have hit the lock screen or something, kicked me out, had to start back over again. And then on the timer, I went from 30 minutes to, it was like almost 3 hours. So I thought I was done for. But I just stayed in there. I figured might as well. You never know what's going to happen. And I was finally able to get through and got it. It felt great. All I got was the Pokemon Center ETBs and the booster box. I never get the booster bundles because I feel like Pokemon's just going to keep printing the booster bundles, so I'll just get those at a later time. And speaking of booster boxes and Pokemon Center ETBs, there's something I've always wondered. So the thing a lot of people say in this hobby is that rarity, exclusivity, and low population is what has the best growth. So I think about booster boxes and ETBs, and of course everyone knows that booster boxes are king. But it's just a thought of mine. I'm just thinking out loud here. What makes something rare is not being as many of them out there. And I feel like there's a lot more booster boxes than Pokemon Center ETBs. And I'm also thinking, your LGSs, big box retailers, they all get booster boxes. So it's pretty easy for someone to stack up cases of booster boxes. For one person to stack up cases of booster boxes. And everyone always talks about space. So it's the most value for your space, obviously. But with that thought in mind, and with how big ETBs are, they're automatically gonna, get pushed aside, thought of as not quite the best investment, just because of space. So maybe with that thought going around, a lot more of them get opened. And the only place you can get a Pokemon Center ETB is on the Pokemon Center. And they have limits. They're pretty strict on it now. So these boxes are getting in the hands of a lot of collectors that just want to rip. They're buying the box at $60. The promo alone is going to be worth more than that. So in their head, they're like, it's an instant win. I have a friend that plays the TCG. They're big into it. They probably despise me because I have sealed boxes. They're probably thinking, how can you just sit there with those? They're probably thinking like, how can you just sit there with those sealed boxes? But they're heavy in the game. All the cards that they own, they've ripped themselves. And I helped them get the Pokemon Center drop for Ascended Heroes. And I just knew that they were going to rip it. So I had to send them a message. I'm like, I know you're going to rip them, but just please keep one sealed. Just keep one sealed. Rip the other one. But for me, keep one sealed. That just goes to show that these boxes are getting the hands of people like that just want to rip them for fun, as you should. And they're getting them for $60. So they're saying, you know, fuck it, might as well. But like I said, everyone knows that booster boxes are king. No one's ripping booster boxes anymore. I mean, right now, it doesn't really seem like Pokemon's reprinting booster boxes a lot. But they're reprinting booster boxes more than they're reprinting Pokemon Center ETBs right now. But no one really knows what the supply is going to be like for Pokemon Center ETBs. It's a new thing, but I just have a good feeling about it. And like I said in my last video, I never buy anything that I don't have a good feeling about. Now, with all that, long term, who knows what's going to happen? Because I feel like something that's harder to get, you know, something that you can only get from the Pokemon Center, and I'm pretty sure there's other countries out there, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're not even able to get Pokemon Center ETBs. So that's a whole other group of the hobby that doesn't have instant access, you know, straight from the source, and they're happily paying the premium. They get the same booster boxes as we do, and they're also able to stack up cases of booster boxes. By only being able to get it from the Pokemon Center, that not everyone has access to get these Pokemon Center ETBs with strict limits, I feel like that just makes them that much more special. And I just feel like Pokemon Center ETBs are humble. They're exclusive, they're a little different, but they're not too flashy. You know what I mean? And I feel like with them not being too flashy, that will hold up better in the long run. And I think more collectors are going to pick up on that over time, if they haven't already. I know Pokemon Center ETBs is a huge thing. Everyone knows about it. But I'm not talking about value here. I'm just talking about the way they look and why I think that they're special. I really do wish they would put more detail in these ETBs, because I feel like that's the collector item. I love the way ETBs look. And in the future, you're going to see tons of ETBs in everyone's collection. But you're not going to see as many Pokemon Center ETBs. So that might make a difference over time. Please don't take this as financial advice and go out there and start buying Pokemon Center ETBs. This is just me thinking out loud and talking about things that I like and why I like them. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell you exactly why I like these things. But at the end of the day, overall, I just love Pokemon Center ETBs. It's not just because they're exclusive, not because of the rarity or the potential value. It's just the little details. The small design differences, the Pokemon Center stamp, which I feel like is the modern day first edition stamp. So I love collecting that. And the chase of getting the Pokemon Center ETBs, going through that roller coaster, it's just fun for me, honestly. It might sound crazy, but it's just fun for me. But the biggest thing I want to leave you with is just collect what you like. You know, if you don't care about Pokemon Center ETBs, that's completely fine. If you prefer the booster boxes, you can't go wrong. Booster boxes are king, and I still believe that. Booster boxes are king. These are just thoughts of mine. And if you love singles, you don't care about keeping them sealed, go ahead and rip them. Just find what makes you excited to look at your collection. But yeah, it's kind of a little bit of a ramble today, just getting some thoughts out. Let me know what you guys think about Pokemon Center ETBs. Am I delusional? Do you keep them sealed? Do you open them? Do you think they're going to do great long term? Or do you think they're just going to hit a ceiling? Do you think people are going to care about the slight differences long term? So, let me know down below. And always, take a step back. Enjoy your collection. I'm Von Diggle, and I'll talk to you later.